Welcome to the Lifelinks Podcast, a Latina podcast for the modern cultura. I'm your host, Consuelo Crosby, Peruana, California native, structural engineer, mother, and your amiga for all things Latina. Here we honor the women who navigate multiple cultures, both aquí and allá, and somewhere in between, providing that safe place for you to speak your truth, celebrate la cultura, and find belonging in this comunidad. Join us every Wednesday on your favorite streaming platform to listen to your new amigas as they share their journeys of lessons learned, barriers they overcome, and the joys of living life with pure authenticity. Encuentras your voice and discover the life meant for you. Hola, chicas! So grateful to have you here today on the Lifelinks Podcast to learn how to embrace our true identity in today's cultura, share our struggles and big wins, and hold compassion for each other as we speak our truth. I have a really special episode today for you. One that was unplanned, spontaneous, but that I had hoped might happen at some point in my celebration throughout Colombia. Maybe I manifested it a little bit since I did bring my portable mics, just in case I bumped into someone who wanted to share their story in the heart of Colombia. And I did. This episode might shock you, might set you back a bit, so a little warning, this is an emotional one. It may move you to tears and hopefully give you pause to consider how you find yourself in this story. Because just like all the stories we've had from our beautiful mujeres as our guests, there is a commonality. There is a thread that runs through each of these stories and ties right back to our heart and our soul. I met Angelika Vega on a complete whim. As you hear at the end of the podcast, I was in Medellin, Colombia, on my birthday revelry adventure that we've talked about for a little bit now, and you've seen on our social media. And I was staying at the hotel where she was concierge that day. And not even that day. She was concierge at the moment I needed to go request something. We were just in the same place at the same time with a very banal reason to start a conversation. A laundry bag. And we couldn't stop talking for hours. It's like Angelika says, we just felt each other's vibe. We shared our personal stories immediately, from our cultura to our powerful abuelitas to the premonitions that we experience and that come from our lines of women in our ancestry. But even so, nothing prepared me for what Angelika spontaneously shared while recording and became the focus and the soul of this episode. Angelika Vega was born in Barranquilla and grew up in Guamal, Magdalena. She studied foreign languages at the Universidad de Pamplona, and her English is remarkable, especially in its expressions. It makes you feel like this is the amiga you have always had in your life sitting on your sofa. Some of her fun is centered on playing ultimate frisbee, hanging out with her friends, and listening to music, especially her favorite artist, Lindo Pimienta, a Colombian artist who represents strong women and shares her tragic truth of having to leave her beautiful country under real dire circumstances. Angelika shared Lindo's YouTube videos with me, and they too will move you in their spirituality and power. But first, here's Angelika Vega, who discovered her voice to speak her truth and embrace the freedom that follows.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo están? Muy bien, muy bien. We're here in Medellin, Colombia. I came for my big birthday and I have met so many beautiful women, so many beautiful souls, because I find like the country is so spiritual. This land is so ancient with the power of spirituality. And so blessed to have met. Nice to meet you too. It's great meeting you. Introduce yourself for us. Well, my name is Angelika Vega. I am from Colombia. I was born in this beautiful city, which is called Barranquilla. I was born there, but I grew up in a small town called Juan Magdalena. That was like in the Caribbean region. I grew up in Juan Magdalena. I studied there until high school. Mm-hmm. Then I went to university. I studied foreign languages, English and French. I took teach. Oh my God. Actually, I'm an English teacher, like for Colombians. Wow. I was wondering, because your English is impeccable. I still do work, but yeah, I keep practicing. I graduated from the university to be an English teacher in my country. I have worked in primary school, in some academies where they teach languages. And right now I wanted to explore another field, which is tourism. Mm-hmm. I also like to keep practicing with native speakers. And that's why I'm working here and the hotels. Yeah. Here at this beautiful, stunning hotel, Patio del Mundo. I love it here. Oh my gosh, yes. This is the place to come. I love it. I will describe it as a unique place in the city. It's like this has this concept with nature. And also is close to this area, which is really busy, crazy at times, at night, especially on the weekends. Yeah. And which is province it's really close. And the hotel is so quiet, so peaceful. You feel like home. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I love it working here to have this interaction with people, you know, like with the guests. So I'm not just only practice English, but also have this interaction. Actually, I like customer service operation. So they feel welcome. I like that. I like customer service. It takes a special personality. It does. You have to be able to read the people and engage with them, make them feel comfortable. Right. Yeah. Right. Sometimes it's challenging to deal with a lot of situations, but also I like it. I enjoy it. I'm really happy here. So it's beautiful. That's how we met, because we could feel each other right away. The energy, you could feel it right away. And in the moment we met, started started talking for like a long time. For you growing up where you were the culture. You know, Colombia, we are very diverse. Mm-hmm. There are certain regions. We are the Caribbean region. We have the Caribbean region. We have this Antioquia region. There's Bogota, which is the capital. Every city and every region has a unique culture. Of course, it is Colombian culture, but each region has a special music, special dancing, food, even the accent, the dialect is so different. Yes. In each region in Colombia. I love that from my country. It's so diverse. Yeah. And in the Caribbean region, it's very special. There are the cities and there are the small towns. So I grew up in a small town, which is very not that modern. It's very traditional, and there are still some elements that are very authentic. There is an element called tina. Tina, it is a recipient made of clay. It is big. It is something like that. Oh, wow. It is bigger. Wow. It's made of clay, and people in the past used to have it to put some water, and they still keep this. They keep that tradition until today. In those smaller towns, the accent, the people, the behavior, the cultural traditions are very in the roots, you know. But yeah, we were in Isla Baru, and so they call it the coast. Yeah, right. Along the coast, it's Costeñas, not the people. They call the people in the Costeñas. I am Costeña. Okay. So one of the ladies, the women there in the Isla, right. She said, she was describing, like you say, the diversity in the country. And she was like, well, we're Costeña and we're very chatty and love to dance. Yeah, we engage with people and you could feel it, the energy, the happy. And she's like, yeah, we have big booties, not so big here. And she was so sweet. She's like, we have parties in the house, we dance, we can't leave for the weekend. Yeah. But then she's like, then you go to Bogota. So the that's what she said. Another story. That's what she said. So funny. And then she's like, and then I said, we're going to Medellin. And she's like, oh, países. You're going to the países. So there's already like a very different personality. You can feel the people right away. I didn't expect it. Like I wanted to come to Colombia. For some reason, I could tell that it was very spiritual. It is like this power here, and you can feel it in the people right away. It's just like they live it right out loud to the surface. Right. Versus in the United States, it's gone. Like it's so buried. Oh, indeed. People are so worried about work and money, and they forget about family and to enjoy life. And it's very difficult, therefore, to sometimes talk to other people. And when you have this feeling, you have this soulful connection, and there's nobody to really talk to, it makes it difficult. But you have a good story, no? Yeah, because you live it from your grandmother to your mother, to you and your twin sister.
Right.
Well, it has a lot, oh my God, a lot of generation to generation with the,
That's right.
yeah.
Spirituality and connections actually there is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I mean, in the whole coast, the whole Caribbean region. Women, they are strong, and the culture there is like the women are the ones who are in the house. They do all house chores and everything. So, for example, my grandma, when she was a teenager, she got married at about 15, 16 with an old man, and she has to be really tough from a very young age. So I really admire her for that. She was a big deal. She was tough. She was a badass.
Yes, badass chica.
Yeah, and also especially in the Caribbean region, because like the men, they feel like they are the ones who run everything.
In charge.
They're in charge. Yeah, they are the man of the house, and she didn't have any other option than he met my grandpa, and she had 6 kids. My mom was the first one. Wow. Yeah, and she was very strong. She was very spiritual, and she believed in God. You know, she had that very special connection.
And she helped raise you.
Yeah, she raised me, especially my twin sister and me, because we are the oldest.
Yeah.
My mom was busy. At some point, she had 2 babies, actually. It was my twin sister and me, and then my brother. It's 1 year difference. So
3 babies, 3 in 1 year.
in 1 year. So
That's crazy.
my mom,
She was wiped out.
she needed help. Oh my God,
Yeah.
she needed help. So my grandmother,
Oh, beautiful.
yeah, and
Yeah.
she helped my mom raising us. She was very special. She used to help the community. At that time, she had a good financial position, and she used to help people. She was gifted. The people say that she used to heal people.
He's going to ask.
Yes, heal people. My abuelita, she's, oh my God, another level. She passed away 2017.
Oh,
Correct. Yeah, it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was bittersweet. She was 94 years old.
wow. Oh, beautiful.
At some point in my life, I have had some other experiences, you know, and that's why I'm telling you, I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
Because I have this spirituality thing. And yeah,
You can feel things.
I can
You
feel
feel
things.
this.
I have felt things.
Yeah.
I have had experiences in my dreams as well. I was telling you with what happened with my mom. You know, pandemic was hard for everybody.
It was crazy.
It is crazy time. And at that time, I was very anxious. I had a lot of depression. A lot of people went through.
Awful.
Yeah, horrible. I couldn't sleep. I was on TikTok until 2, 3 a.m. there party where it was like that, anxiety and everything.
Yeah.
I felt so alone.
Oh.
My family, and well, especially with my mom, We had a fight those days, and we had not like a fight, but like it was something very, I don't know. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I came out to her. You know, I am. Oh, it's a stray girl or something. No, I'm into girls too. You know, so I was opened with my mom because I felt like the need to tell her, like, Mom, come on, you're not gonna see me with a dude, get married or something. And she didn't take it good.
No.
Came out to her and she was upset. She called me. She told me everything horrible. She was like, wow, that was really heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
It was in Barranquilla actually. And she was dealing with some health things as well. It was a hard time for her and for me as well. But I just felt the need, you know, I feel the need to tell her.
Oh, it's so hard.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
For me, and I imagine for her, because I understand the thinking or like the way she thinks is very different from what I think.
Sure.
For her is unacceptable. She was like, oh, come on. Right now this is happening to me. Come on, God, seriously. Like, you know, like, I don't want you to be like this.
I'm sorry.
And you are not this. This is just a phase.
No.
Come on, why are you doing this to me? I was like, Mom, this is not about you.
It's not about you.
Exactly.
Here I'm pouring myself to you. I'm coming to you for like acceptance. Like,
and I was looking like, you know, like, are you going to still be my mom?
Oh, wow.
You know, I was like, I didn't tell her. She was like, no, come on, let's go to the car. Blah, blah, blah. And she was like, so rude. And she was so upset. We came to our relative apartment. We didn't talk to each other. She was like, and my relative noticed like something happened between them. My mom was really mad at me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I called my sister, Alman. And I remember at that time I wasn't working. So I had to stay with my mom. I didn't have like money to travel here to Medellin, to travel somewhere else. I had to go to Paris. It was humiliating for me. It was horrible. We went to our small town, Guamal. We traveled there. And she was like, not a sentence. I felt like she hated me. I felt the hate. I felt the discrimination. I felt everything. And I was like, And I remember I was hurting. I was suffering. I was crying all the time because I felt my mother's rejection.
That's the word.
I felt it.
And shame.
I was crying all the time. And shame as well. She was like, what people are going to say? I was thinking about that.
¿Qué vas a decir la gente? It's total.
It was everything about her.
Yeah.
So I called my twin sister. When I told her, she was like, oh my God, how was it? And I was like, horrible. She told me, oh my God, be strong. You are not alone. Da, da, da. And I called another cousin. She was like, now come on, maybe it's because she's in denial. Some other people were living with us. And I remember, I don't know if she did it on purpose or something, but she was like having her attention with them.
Yeah.
She was like ignoring me.
Yeah.
And she was also like, making me feel like I was replaceable. That was horrible. Right now, I can talk about this very mature and everything because I have been to therapy because of this. And in therapy, I've been like working and everything. So I don't cry because right now I am healed.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm healing still.
Yeah.
But like at that time, it was so hard. So I remember that night, that special night, I was feeling like this, feeling replaceable, feeling like she was ignoring me, she was rejecting me. Everything, you know, like your mom is rejecting you. And I remember that night I was crying. I was hurting. I was suffering. I was like, I felt alone, like I don't have a mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
it's very true.
Yeah, someone to cry to, like, feel comfortable. I was like, oh my God, am I going to feel this way my whole life? I don't want to live like this. Oh God, please, come on. It was a horrible night. I was like, come on, God, I don't want to live like this anymore. Please take me. I don't want to live anymore. Take me. I don't want to feel like this. it was, anxiety, depression, everything at the same time, the rejection, everything. Oh, I was like, I'm such a disappointment. What's the point of living? I hope I don't wake up the next morning. The next morning, my mom was watching the news, she was watching the news. She was like, nothing happened. She was like being herself in the house. I remember I woke up, sat still, and I just sat next to her. I was just watching the news. Like, she was like, did you enter to the room last night? And I was like, no. Yeah, you entered and you lay next to me. You were like looking for my comfort. You laid down next to me, and I was like, Mom, I didn't. And she was like, yeah, and I hugged you, and yeah, and I was like, Mom, no. Wow. I was in my room all the time, the whole time.
Yeah.
And she was like, really? I was like, Mom, no. But I'm gonna tell you what happened last night. And I told her, I feel like this, I feel like that. And she was like, oh my God. But she was like aware, but she didn't do anything. She was like, okay, everything makes sense,
Yeah.
But as she was rejecting me and everything,
Yeah.
she didn't hug me, and I was crying. Mom, did that happen?
Yeah.
Last night, like, you felt me, like I went to your room and I went, maybe I was looking for comfort. Comfort.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. But last night, I just wanted to die. I didn't want to live anymore. She was in shock, and then she understood.
Yeah.
She was like in shock at the same time, but she didn't help me. She didn't do anything. Me as a Latina woman, especially first off in my house, second of all in my Caribbean region culture, which is very machista, patriarchal. Now being gay in that community,
No way.
right? No way. So, actually, I was like, okay, I don't need to come out. I don't care about what other people think. When I was like 22, 23, I was like, okay, I know this is who I am.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at that time, and I own it, because like, this is who I am.
You had your community. You had the people who would support you.
For me, yeah.
Right.
That were around me, people that were close to me, everybody but my family. And I didn't feel the need to tell them. I don't know, in pandemic, I just felt the need.
I see what you're saying. The pandemic came after all that, when you were living your life and thriving.
I was growing up, and I was like on my shoes. I was owning my, the fact I was gay. I didn't feel ashamed. I didn't care about the other people.
We were empowered.
I was empowered.
Because the pandemic made us feel very vulnerable. It was scary. We didn't have a cure, and we didn't know what it was. So I think, one, maybe you felt like we all did, very vulnerable to being hurt, right?
Yeah.
And yet, in that vulnerability, when we want to be with someone to make us feel safe, when we want to be with someone so we're not alone, we couldn't be because we were in lockdown and we were by ourselves. And so if we either had to sit with ourselves all alone, or we had to be with family all alone, you really want someone who's going to make you feel okay all the time. And maybe just the timing of that vulnerability and wanting to feel safe, be accepted, right? It just went bigger into your whole life.
And also, I know that I was not the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that at that time was hard, not just for me.
Yeah.
Being a gay person in a family context because we were on lockdown.
Yeah.
So I know I wasn't the only one. I just done.
Absolutely.
And I remember I used to watch TikTok, and I remember and I watched a lot of TikToks dealing with those situations.
Yeah.
And even, the artists and the singers, personalities, celebrities, they were aware of that, and they were sending messages. Oh, come on, the gay people are there with their families and everything. We know what you are going through. Come on, you are not alone. Be yourself, be strong. And I was like, oh my God, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beauty of social media, the beauty of finding your community, any way you can. And so it still remains like separate.
with the family. They're still like, no, even if it's our old daughter, we have to, wow, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's where it gets frustrating, I think, with the culturas, when it takes over so much of the person that, like you say, the cultura, other people are more important than your own daughter. Come on, someone like that's more important. You're more worried about pleasing them, right, than taking care of your own daughter.
I still love my mom.
Sure.
I forgive her. Actually,
Wow.
I forgive her because I kind of like understand at some point that we belong to different generations.
Yeah.
And not just like different generations, but the things that she was raised certain way, very conservative, very, like people, like her days.
Sure.
They were very like that. And she was raised that way, especially in a small town.
Yeah. Nowhere to go with it.
Exactly. Yeah. So different from the city. The city people are more open-minded and everything,
But you took on the strength yourself to stop that.
Exactly.
To stop that generational pain and not passing that on, like adopting it for yourself, not being yourself, hiding it from yourself.
Exactly.
You had the strength within you to say, no, I'm worthy. Yes, this is who I am.
And it's okay to be who I am.
Yeah. And not to pass it on to another generation, not to tell another generation, hide from who you are so other people don't talk about us.
Exactly.
You had the power. You had the strength.
Man,
maybe I will need that.
Yeah. And actually, it's been a lot of things that I've been struggling with, especially this fact that I am gay in my family context. Also, well, society, I don't care because right now I feel empowered. And also, like, the gay community right now is very, powerful. We are fulfilled.
Yeah. Very supportive.
Right, very supportive. And it was just the rejection from my family that made me feel worthless.
Oh, for sure.
That I was such a disappointment for them. So that for me, that was my mental health was destroyed. Oh, and I had to go to therapy. And it wasn't back then. It was now. I mean, this year. Wow. Everything I was like accumulated, I was accumulated for several years. I felt myself like in a deep hole. And I was like, man, I need help. I need help because I want to see the sense of life again. I need help. And nobody told me that, hey, you should go to therapy. I mean, I was so quiet. Everybody was okay, but I knew deep down inner self, I knew I needed help.
Yeah.
I need professional help. I need something that helped me go through this, to heal this, to forgive my family, especially my mom, to forgive my dad as well, to forgive all the people, the relatives that have rejected me. Wow. Some aunts, some cousins. And right now, as I was telling you, yesterday was a special day for me. I was like, closing some things, opening doors. And yesterday, with this special moment I had at night, with this, the message I was telling you about music, this concert and everything, I was like, hey, I'm going to wrap it up.
Yes.
And I'm going to heal. And now I'm going to rise up. So I was like, okay, family, thank you. Give you and everything, but I have to keep my distance because I'm not a trash can.
After the trash can. Oh my God, I love that. Seriously, you are so courageous. And you love yourself.
I love myself.
You love yourself so much. And you can see the grace.
Exactly. And I remember that at some point, I doubted myself. I thought I was worthless. I didn't love myself because some people made me feel that I was worthless, that I didn't deserve love, or I was not lovable because I was such a disappointment or something like that. And right now, when I'm my adult version, I am like connecting with all of those versions and be myself, myself right now.
All together. Because you can go back to each one of them and go, wow. You're awesome. You're awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For bringing me to the
Don't forget this. Don't forget this. Yeah. You're like this. Come on, keep it up. Yeah. And yeah, I've been like reuniting with this version of myself, making me who I am right now.
Yeah.
I was a people pleaser.
Oh,
I used to put people first. I will leave myself behind. But right now I am like, okay, thank you. I forgive you, but okay, I'm going to keep my distance. Now it's my turn.
mm-hmm.
It's my turn to be myself. It's my turn to heal. It's my turn to be the best version of myself. And I don't fucking care what you think about me. Don't give a shit. Now it's my turn. I don't mean it in an arrogant way.
Yeah.
No, actually, I mean it like a self-esteem.
Yeah. Owning yourself and loving yourself and wanting things for yourselves that bring you joy.
Mm-hmm.
We can't take that for granted. That is a big deal. That is a big step for anybody to take, to feel like I'm worthy of this love.
It's not easy to get to that point. Like,
No.
I'm worthy.
No.
And to finally say I'm worthy.
Right?
Man, wow. It took me years to now, today, say it.
Right? And we don't even realize we don't think that way. It's so deep in the subconscious that we don't even think we're thinking that. We don't realize we're putting ourselves second, third, fourth.
Come on.
Because we think we're doing, oh, I'll take care of you. Yeah. We think it's good.
Right.
I'll do this. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that instead of what we really want. Oh my God, what a beautiful place for you to be right now. What a beautiful place. I celebrating. No, seriously, you too. No, for a lot of women who will be listening to this and hearing and going, yeah, I understand. I'm with you. Do you think there was maybe a little shift that you remember where you realize it's okay to put yourself first? It's okay. It's a sign of love. Do you remember hearing an expression, maybe something that was said or a feeling where you went, oh, wow, I need to love myself?
Well, actually, I've been telling that to myself for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like, I tell you that I'm worthy. Come on, let me love myself. You can tell yourself, yeah, love myself. But man, you have to believe it. So believe it's been taking me years until now. I believe that I am worthy, that I should love myself. Like, I put myself first. I've been trying, but sometimes people tell you things, that sometimes you doubt yourself. Yeah. So it has been a constant battle that right now I am believing it.
Yeah.
I am believing it now.
It's a beautiful thing to share for other people to hear that, yeah, there's going to be bad days.
Yeah.
There's going to be days where we doubt ourselves, where we don't feel worthy, where it's hard to love ourselves. But those are just like voices, right?
Different voices.
They're just voices.
But then that are yours.
No, they're just things.
Echoes of what other people have been telling you. You shouldn't believe them.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we unconsciously believe them. That's what makes us doubt of ourselves.
Exactly.
So I think, what I went from my experience, from everything that I've been through for years, and like, people were telling me things or were making me feel with the attitude and with the actions that I was not worthy. Yeah, at some point we kind of listen to those voices. Unfortunately, we believe on the voices, but we should just take us to ourselves, to our inner self, to get to know ourselves. Sometimes when I feel like that or something, I want to put a stop. I want to be alone. If I had the opportunity to go to one place, I just go there and be alone, like to get to know myself and to heal. And also I talk to myself. What other people are telling me about me is not true. This is who I really am. They just judge me. They just make assumptions, and they make those assumptions and they try to take it as a fact. But it's not a fact. It's just their misconception. They try to define you. They try to tell you, oh, you are like this, but you are not. You have to go deeper and you have to have this conversation with your inner self to get to know you better. And you know who you really are. You know what you offer to people. You know what you bring to the table, and that's what matters. Like what you think about yourself. That's what matters. Don't believe anybody is telling about you.
That's on them.
That's on them.
That's on them.
Not on you, because you're not responsible. You know who you are.
That's beautiful. But you are not responsible for what they think about you. Or even the fact that they can't handle it. Like you don't have to make it better for them.
Yeah, and do you have to prove anything to anybody as well?
Yeah.
It's just you.
And like you said earlier, go back to every version of yourself and say thank you. And you're beautiful. And you did great. And
Exactly.
look at us now. Look at
us now. Exactly. Me now, I am telling them like, hey, I want to make you feel proud.
Oh, I like that. And that I am doing right by you.
Exactly.
You fought this way for you.
Yeah.
For you.
Because it's the first time I put myself in the first place.
Yeah. And so now they can all come forward.
Mm-hmm.
They can all come out forward.
Right. Exactly. You can be who you are. People that hurt me, I forgive them.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, you don't accept me, if you reject me or something, it's to you. I love you. I care about you. I still care about my parents. I want to give them my best version.
I'm going to give them my best version. I like that a lot. I learned something prior to coming to Colombia. I was in Georgia with a group that I've known for a very long time of professional engineers that were the cohorts of my father. The one man who is like the son of all this universe of men, powerful, beautiful man, very soulful, very intelligent, very always wanting to learn and share what he's learning. He's very spiritual within a profession that's very analytical. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful combination, right? Yeah, it's very beautiful. He studies all the fossils and everything they discover, that it was always man. Even though we talk about climate change and we talk about, the meteor that darkened the earth, and we talk about why things have gone extinct. He said, it's always man who makes things go extinct because, I love this, man kills what he doesn't understand.
It makes sense.
Right? So it's not that people say bad things to you personally to hurt you or to make you feel that way. But of course it does make you feel that way. But they do it because they don't understand. They kill your essence. Mm-hmm. They kill your joy. They kill your pride. They kill everything about you that they don't understand.
Right.
Rather than take the time.
And they don't want to understand.
No, rather than take the time to learn, listen, realize they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And help me understand.
Exactly.
Help me.
At least they had that attitude, like, come on, let me understand.
Yeah. What's that like? I didn't know.
Yeah.
But again, even that takes vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
The vulnerability to say, I don't understand.
What you were saying earlier, they kill what they don't understand. But when I say it makes sense, what I mean is this hate, the homophobic hate. They just want to kill.
Yeah.
Literally, when they don't understand.
Literally.
Come on. In those cultures, they kill just because you're gay. They killed you. That's just a crime.
Being gay is a crime. That is so strange. When you say it out loud, it's horrible, right? It's it's ridiculous. And again, it's wait, you're justifying killing somebody because you don't understand who they are. So
you just kill them.
You just kill them. And yet, like we were saying earlier, there is a power, there is a community, it's swelling, growing, where this kindness of humanity is coming back in, and the embrace is coming back in, and the wanting to care for each other is starting to rise again.
I am in this point right now.
Mm-hmm.
meeting you. And I was like, okay, now it's my turn. I'm going to celebrate myself. Yeah, I celebrate this moment and let's do it this way. And yeah, just right down.
Wow. Wow. See, that's where the power, you're so
I
powerful.
hope it keeps like this. I know it's good like that. I am aware it's going to be ups and downs, but right now, yesterday and today I feel free. I would like to keep like this.
Free to be yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. You're sharing so much of yourself. You've taught people so much today. You've given them so much hope and so much relief. Like you've taken a lot of burden from people listening because of the experience. I'm sure everyone shares some similar experience.
Yeah, I know I'm not the only one.
Right. Hearing you come through the other side with real experience, not like you said, you can tell yourself yes, 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 but it takes so much work, and it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Because you're worth it.
Right. And I know also like for each person's process is different. And I just would like to tell people that maybe are going through something like this or something that is hard and they are thinking or doubting their worth. No, just listen to yourself. Just go deeper and get to know you better. And yeah, just, if you feel lost, go find yourself.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You're worth it. You're worth more than anything in the world.
You too.
Yeah. I love this. Thank you.
And everybody. And, you know,
let's love each other.
yeah.
Oh my God. That was beautiful. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you
that was powerful.
for listening. And I hope, and people find themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I was here. I'm so honored. I'm so honored. No, seriously, it's a blessing to feel like you trust me to share your story. We need to share our story, right? To know that we're not alone and to share our truths. Encuentras your voice. You will not be silenced, right? We want to know who you are. We want to love you for who you are.
And we hope Angelika Vega vibes with you too. What a story. What a story. And I have to admit, this is only one piece of a story that goes on for hours, literally hours. I might have to make another episode just talking about the premonitions. Angelika, the native Colombia who I met while staying at the hotel in Medellin, and although we had no idea, no preconceived concepts of creating an episode, we could feel each other right away. The trust, the security, the vibe, as she says, to lean in and share such intimate stories with a complete stranger. And yet, not a stranger. And the most touching moment in the episode where she pauses and says, "Do we have time? Do we have time to share her most intimate part of herself with us?" And we are so blessed. We are so honored that she took us through her journey, trusting us with her story and offering each of us the opportunity to consider ourselves in that story, whether it's a personal experience or as an ally and advocate for the LGBTQ community in our cultura. Are we doing enough individually to ensure that we have created an open and welcoming space for others to share their stories with us, to provide a safe place for anyone to go deep, like she says, to go deep in discovering themselves and to be welcomed and loved and cared for in your true self? I really feel her powerful, badass abuelita was with her that day we recorded, giving her the strength to share and to hand over that heaviness when we have to keep things to ourselves for fear of what other people might say. It's a horrible thing, and especially it becomes hard in our cultura, where we're taught to be quiet, where we're taught to be nice, where we're taught to do for others as women in the cultura, and yet so little focus is ever returned back to us. But hearing Angelika not only share the really emotional story of what it was like to come out to her mother only to be rejected, but just be in awe of Angelika's courage to believe in herself, believe her own words of telling us, yes, you are worthy. How to go deeper and find ourselves, love ourselves, and search for the people that just get us. I would love to hear your stories of similar experiences, coming out to La Familia, the difficulty you may have experienced in the cultura, and the stories of loving acceptance and celebration that hopefully is the majority of these stories. Reach out to me on our website at lifelinks.com, that's LNXX, and on our social media at lifelinks. We will pull your experiences together for our Pod Club episode next week as we sit in grace and gratitude for each other, love each other, and ask for gentleness to embrace us. Encuentras your voice and step into your truth, ladies. Ciao! Really appreciate the time you take to rate and review the podcast. Get the backstory and what you've heard here today and reach out on our website at lifelinks.com. That's LNXX. Because it's about time, it's about us. Stay in the groove on our social media at Lifelinks and get ready to make your move, ladies. Viva!